Ryan to throw for the bull.
Here we go then, the final of the first of 3
25.
Players' Championship events at this last Super Series of 2021.
25.
And it is 2 men looking to take their 2nd title of the season. There's 2 of the
25.
most in-form Arrows Acers go head-to-head.
Bullseye. Ryan's won the bull.
Ryan Searle, heavy metal, winning
Ryan
the bullseye
to throw first.
against Hollywood Chris Dobey, who's just produced a blockbuster performance to see off Rob Cross in the semi-finals. You were
62.
talking viewers through that one, Paul Nicholson. Have you got your breath back yet?
Nope, absolutely not, because I want more. And so does Chris Dobey.
57.
But Ryan Searle will not be pleased unless he gets this title.
83.
This game is going to have a perfect rhythm, because Searle gets on with it, Dobey gets on with it. And because of that semi-final, we do expect.
96.
But this is a different game now, for a little bit more coin. And I just want to re-emphasize what I was saying in the
58.
semi-Murph about the fact that Chris Dobey missed a match play this year. He missed the Grand Prix this year. He lost a lot of ranking points from that Grand Prix. 20,000 ranking points.
140.
This run, a run at the last Super Series, and his title this year are all going
60.
towards next year's Grand Prix in match play already, and bolstering his confidence ahead of events that he's done well in before, like the Worlds and the Players'
81.
Championship finals.
Well, it has been some run from Dobey, culminating in that 111 average, 111.73 average against Rob Cross. That is a personal best for Chris Dobey, who's looking at the bull to draw first blood in the final.
102.
Just nudged the wire.
60 for double 12 would have been good.
64.
Dobey didn't miss much when it came to doubles in his last match. He's already missed one. He
Game
doesn't
shot.
miss a second. And that's an early strike for Hollywood, looking for a 2nd title of the year. But of course, the same can be said for Ryan Searle.
Ryan Searle actually playing in his 3rd final in the last 7 Players'
140.
Championship events. That is some going. 128 players in all of them for the same guy to be in 3 out of 7 finals.
31.
Considering he's not one of the top 8 players in the world, it shows what kind of form Ryan Searle is in and why he will be a danger in the big events towards the back end of the year.
Everybody knows
57.
this. Everybody within the game knows how dangerous Ryan is now. He is not the Ryan Searle from 3 years ago.
180.
That final appearance for the first time against Nathan Aspinall 3 years ago around this time, it changed everything. He's a completely different animal now.
96.
Well, that maximum levelled up the tally between this pair for the day. They now have 22 180s apiece.
We always say that 20 is a pretty good benchmark for someone coming into a final. But Dobey was destructive on the maximums in the
100.
semi-final. He got 7 of them.
Double 15. You can use that. He
60.
hasn't got near it, and Dobey could double his lead.
Likes double 16. How much does he like it now?
76.
I don't really know, because it was closer to double 7. Oh, and that hasn't gone right.
22.
That will be music to the ears of the man from Bedlington.
Well, Dobey's already missed as many darts at double in this match as he did in the semi-final. He's now missed more. But he
Game
doesn't miss
shot.
again, and Dobey doubles up.
What is it about personal bests today for people from Bedlington? Because Callan Ridds put in
95.
a 117 plus. And then Dobey puts in a PB. We've seen some great stuff from Ryan Joyce today as well.
60.
Well, I think there is a little bit in Chris Dobey that wants to match that title tally with
140.
Callan Ridds.
Oh, absolutely. If you don't think there's a rivalry between those two, think again.
He felt he should have been the first to 1. He wasn't. He felt he should have been the first to 2.
66.
So he's going to try and win this and then be the first to 3 before the week is out.
That's why that potential match between the two of them
174.
was so enticing. It didn't happen, of course, because Callan Rydz made the final. Chris didn't a few tournaments ago. And Searle's looking to make up for the fact that he's missed those shots at double 15 in the last leg. Single 12, because we all know he loves tops.
52.
Based on his performance in the semi-final, I think he likes it even more.
$65.
Just in case.
Game
The
shot.
hopes are extinguished for this leg. Searle finds his favourite double and halves the deficit. And we've seen from the pair of them, but particularly Chris Dobey, if you look at the averages over the course of the season, Chris Dobey's up there. He's 7th on the list across all of the, 28 Players' Championship events that we've had. And averages in a single game, we saw 112
83.
in the last match from Dobey. They can sometimes be a bit misleading. But over the period of matches, 62 he'd played before today. That sustained period average of 97.5 years around. It just goes to show that he's been there or thereabouts in his performance levels, and it was only going to be
81.
a matter of time before he found himself in more finals and potentially taking more titles.
I absolutely agree. You can't play at that level without finding yourself at this point of tournaments. It makes, as we say, another maximum from Dobey. It makes what Michael van Gerwen is going through right now even more puzzling, because he's second in the averages, averaging 99 for the season, and he still hasn't got a title.
Double 16. Double 8.
Game shot.
And he gets it, and he keeps hold of that two-leg cushion, aided by his first max of this final, his 23rd of the afternoon.
41.
Only great sports people like 23. Jordan, Beckham.
I think he'll feel he might need 24, 25 and the rest
97.
in this match.
Yeah, he might just need them. When you look at Ryan Searle and who he's beat
140.
to win these things. MVG, Wright. Has, of course, lost in a final to Jose de Souza.
180.
And a little bit earlier this season as well.
Yeah, he was beaten by Rob Cross, wasn't he, last time? The man that
100.
Dobey defied the 113 average from in the semi-final that we've just witnessed. Dobey beating both of those men in the quarters and semis. De Souza in the last 8. Great run from him. Some big names dispatched of.
Needs a 140 here.
140.
Perfectly pitched. But Dobey a chance for another break. Look where that is, right in the middle towards the top bin. Bullseye. Doesn't
99.
find it for the second time in this match.
He has to be careful now. How much can he see?
60.
Well, he can't see much at the best of times, but he obscured that target.
That's a very good question, that, Murph. How much can he see? We know Dobey can see plenty of this double 8. He's hit the exact same puncture wound the last time he was there. Look at this. Hits the hole. And he hits the halfway point as well. First to 8. And it's not the level that we saw in the semi. But the timing has been brilliant.
Such an interesting set of results this year. Such an interesting roll of honour going into the Grand Slam, the Players' Championship finals, 95. And of course the World Championship. So many players you can make a case for. And some of the names, one of the names we've just been talking about, that you would make one of the biggest cases for, actually isn't on that roll of honour for this year. It is really intriguing.
60.
Now, 2011 was a funny old year. It was my favourite year because I had a great season. But of course, that was the year that MVG did not win. What is it? about years with a 1 at the end for Michael van Gerwen. It used to be a thing for
59.
Tottenham.
Yeah, they used to win the cup, didn't they?
Yeah.
Years that end in 1.
64.
Well, that's it then. Tottenham are going to win the cup. And, of course, they've got a new manager now, and Michael van Gerwen's not going to win a title until next year.
Funnily enough, the first title up for grabs in 2022 will be the biggest one.
And everything will
60.
change if he wins that one. Dobie's on the maximum finish. Searle's not. And he's won the leg. It's 4-2. There's a little turn of the lip there from Chris Dobey, as if to say, do you know what, I really fancied that 170.
Well, it is a break of throw for Ryan Searle. This pair haven't met very often in recent times, but Dobey
81.
had got the better of Searle in all of their meetings until Ryan Searle won his first title the start of 2020, played Dobey the very next day and then beat him for the first time.
140.
That's very telling. And sometimes you have to survey the form to figure out if the head-to-head record is applicable. I've got a perfect
180.
record against Ryan Searle. Based on the way he plays now, it means absolutely nothing because he's a completely different player.
140.
So based on what Ryan Searle has done in the last 3 years, and we look at the head-to-head since then, Ryan's won their only meeting.
There's nothing to brag about,
180.
Paul. He's never beaten me either.
Touche.
Well, you have actually played him, that's the difference.
He was
41.
nowhere near this good.
He is good. Showing how good he is. He's on an 11 darter.
Game shot.
And in it goes, and Ryan Searle is right back in this final.
What have we seen when we've been in Barnsley over the last month or two?
85.
People getting a lead in a final and relinquishing it. In the very last one that we had, the Smith derby,
62.
Smith went out and got a 4-0 lead. He lost.
Yeah,
We saw Adrian Lewis do exactly the same in the first Players' Championship here in the last cluster. He lost that
60.
final. So, is that a sign that maybe getting the start in the final is not prudent?
Yeah, even before that,
99.
we saw a hat-trick of 8-7 results in Super Series 6 in August. Ryan Searle winning one of those against Peter Wright, Wright himself winning one against Johnny Clayton, then another comeback win,
45.
perhaps the best of all, Gerwyn Price against Damon Heta.
Absolutely final of the year, without a shadow of a doubt.
60.
That 120-plus standard in the last 7 legs from Price was irresistible. But things have changed for Dobey, and he's looking for plan B here. The 171,
133.
just shy of that. Well, it does give himself a little bit of a cushion after a sketchy start of this leg.
43.
Well, a rare sloppy visit. Haven't seen much of that from either player.
140.
Not just in this match, not just on this day, but this season.
Searle's got to make Dobey think here,
140.
and he has. And Chris's game plan was known before he even went to the board.
Game
That's
shot.
really good stuff. He didn't even look at double 19, didn't contemplate it. He knew that Ryan Searle was going to leave 97 or better, and he was going to go 6 for double 16.
140.
Yeah, when you've got a favourite double like that, it does make sense to back yourself with a couple of darts rather than
100.
maybe a tentative attempt at 19s and tying yourself up in knots.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with what he did there.
60.
We've seen incredible doubling from Ryan Joyce a little bit earlier on today. He took care of a match in 6 shots at double.
180.
6 from 6. You don't see that very often. But what we're seeing from Dobey now is a little bit more of a better nature on that treble 20 with the 180 shooting now. It
100.
was a bit dry at the start. It didn't need to be hot. But he's turning it up now.
It just looks like a man on a mission, Chris Dobey. Just looks so assured, like a man who thinks he's going to win the title, who knows he's going to win the title even.
You don't know you're going to win the title.
44.
You think you're going to win the title. But you have to make your own destiny here. 51 and bull for 6-3. He's had 2 attempts.
Game
Third
shot.
time lucky because it's 6-3 now. Break a throw, and he's firmly in charge of this final now.
Yeah, whatever has been thrown at Chris Dobey today, he's had the answers and then some.
96.
Particularly that semi-final performance against Rob Cross was almost perfect on his doubles, missing just one.
180.
Ryan rallying back.
Chris Dobey may never play as well as that ever again.
140.
Let's face it, because he may never be hit from an opponent like that ever again, but Ryan Searle is ready to hit hard.
180.
How hard can he hit in visit 3?
That's his 4th and 5th maximums of this match.
133.
Chris Dobey leaves himself on a champagne shot in case this doesn't go. But it might be about to on double 12.
129.
Well, you're the ex-analyst, Paul. What happened with that last dart?
I think the dart was too heavy.
Maybe
Well,
the arm was too heavy.
Just imagine if Dobey hits this. Just imagine. You don't have to imagine because he's not going to, but he really
92.
fancied it. Double 6 for Searle. Double 3. Takes
Game
it in
shot.
11. An astonishing leg. You don't get many 11 darters on double 3.
And it's a break back as well. Just talking about the defiance of Dobey, but Ryan Searle has gone up another level all of a sudden.
140.
I wrote an article recently talking about people
140.
who could win a major by the end of the year, who are not talked about in the same context as a Johnny Clayton, a Michael Van
140.
Gerwen, a Gerwin Price, a Peter Wright. The top of my list was Ryan Searle. I didn't even have to think about it. If you think about the way
60.
he plays, the level he plays at, give me one reason why he couldn't win the Players' Championship finals.
100.
Well, I can't.
Exactly. And there's no reason why Chris Dobey, on this kind of form, can't win a tournament like that as well.
57.
There are more people now capable of this level than ever before. And this is an astonishing burst from Ryan Searle
81.
after being hit really hard by Dobey from the 1-2-1 finish. He has got himself off the floor and put himself on his favourite double to be one behind
85.
again.
Well, Dobey on a bogey, so Searle under no pressure at all.
No score.
And you mentioned the fact, Paul, that Chris Dobey has produced a personal best today, an average of more than 110 for the first time in his career. Ryan Searle has done that 5 times this year, including once today.
123.
Very much like a couple of days ago. Scary.
Game shot.
Tops us in. We have a very close game after 11 legs, but vitally, Chris Dobey still has that break of throw. How much he wants to hang on to
95.
that. Because if he gets this leg, he can get 1 of the last 3.
100.
How many times do you hear it said that darts players are just thinking, don't let him get within 1. Keep him 2 away. You've still got every chance.
56.
It's really hard to be aggressive against Searle. Because by the time you've walked around him there towards the back, Searle's pretty much finished.
95.
He gives you nothing. He is as quiet as a mouse out there.
Yeah, 2 really
80.
likeable lads battling it out, but it's all business on the hockey.
You're absolutely right. 2 cracking
98.
lads. 2 of the nicest top-level players in the game. And remember when Searle started to do bits on tour, it was Chris Dobey that tweeted for
100.
the very first time that Ryan Searle looked like Lord Farquaad from Shrek. So it was all Dobey's fault.
140.
Is it going to be revenge for Searle for doing that because he's never lived it down? However, watch out. Oh, and he made it shake.
145.
Well, that would have been the Hollywood blockbuster.
48.
Ryan Searle almost rescued the shot. Dobey can pull 2 clear and 1 away. by finding
Game shot.
double 8. Chris Dobey just remaining defiant.
How good has he been on that double 16 and double 8 region of the board? Forcing Searle to find
180.
perfection from here. 6 maximums from Searle. Make that 27 for the day?
140.
Yeah, correct. 27 Searle, 25 Dobey.
There can't have been many players who have hit 27 maximums in a day in a Players' Championship and
57.
lost it. He hasn't lost it yet. But that aids the cause
125.
of Chris Dobey getting in touch now with a half-dart lead. But there's that perfect first dart from Searle once again. And he doesn't leave a
85.
finish, so Dobey's got 6 from 236.
Can Chris close in? He will leave a finish.
134.
Leaves a rather handy one as well. He'll back himself to get a dart to win the match when he returns. Needs one treble to do so.
133.
51 bull, the only route left. Bullseye. He's had plenty of chances at it in the match. That one was for the
77.
match. Searle is definitely going 6 tops.
Game shot.
And it was predictable stuff. You just held your breath for a second because Searle has banked on tops so many times in the last couple of years. But is he now, Murph, the best
100.
top shooter in the game of darts? I would have to say yes.
It would be another statement that would be hard to argue with
57.
regarding Ryan Searle. It's been hard to argue with in this match, but Chris Dobey is so far winning that fight. But do you get the feeling, Paul,
140.
that he has to win it in this leg?
I'm pretty close to that conclusion because Searle is a
45.
great closer in very tight matches. And fair play to Chris Dobey because he stayed straight.
105.
I like the plan of leaving the 156. He's taking the bullseye out of the equation, but you know for a fact that Searle can't leave a finish, but he does get close.
137.
So this is for it. He had a 156 in the semi-final. Doesn't want that to come out of the board. 76 left.
100.
Well, all of those darts touched each other en route to the board.
126.
Dobey thought he would have a chance in the last visit. He'll definitely get a chance now. It's double top. Double 10.
Game
And it is
shot
delight
and the match.
for Dobey, who doubles his title tally, taking his second Players' Championship win of 2021 after a thrilling final with Ryan Searle. He wins it 8-6. A brilliant performance all afternoon from Chris Dobey, capped off with a well-earned title. 2 for Dobey now, as he levels the tally with his good friend Callan Ridds. And we're going to hear what it means to Chris Dobey after another fairy tale day for Hollywood. Talking to Dan.
Congratulations, Chris Dobey, your second PDC title. The last hour and a half, you have played some absolutely mind-boggling stuff, haven't you?
Yeah, to be honest, I've been playing well for the last month or so. Even back at home, Super League, I've been very comfortable with my game, and just the practice is paying off. And to be honest, I feel this is probably the worst game I've played all day, to be fair. And I think I come in, I think we both respected each other too much in that game. I think we were a bit nervy, both of us. But no, delighted to get the win.
Talk us through that final, because I mean, you say you weren't hitting the heights that perhaps you did against Jose and certainly against Rob Cross in the semi-finals. But Ryan's piling in the 180s. He misses the dart for a 9-darter. I mean, it was still very good and very competitive. It could have gone either way, that, couldn't it?
Yeah, of course. We've had some great games in the past couple of years, you know, and obviously I've owed him that. I think he beat us 6-0 the last time I played him. But yeah, I know how good he is and what he's done in the game, but it's hard to keep that consistency throughout the day. And I felt I've dealt with it well today, and to be honest, I didn't expect to average as much as that in the final there.
Well, I think you're averaging something about 102 for the entire day. But just a quick word on Ryan. Both of you going for your second titles. You both won your first ones this year. Chris Dobey v Ryan Searle, that feels like a game we might be seeing a lot more, and potentially in the latter stages of big TV tournaments, because you're both enjoying a real breakthrough at the minute, aren't you?
Yeah, of course. I've known how good Ryan is for a long time now, and I've practiced when the COVID was in. I was practicing online with Ryan as well, so yeah, I know he can push me and I can push him, and hopefully we can bring the best out of each other in the years to come. But I think today we're too generous to each other, and luck fell on my side in that one.
You weren't generous to Rob Cross in the semi-finals. I mean, I didn't see that game. I was commentating on the other semi-final, but just the numbers look staggering. I mean, what was it like to play in?
To be honest, I've been playing like that for a while, and averages mean nothing. You know, I've lost with 110s in previous finals. I've lost the other week in the semi-final with 106. So I would rather win this final here with a 60 average, and just as long as I got the win. But no, it is nice to have big numbers like that too.
Well, look, you say they mean nothing, but the thing is, there's only literally half a dozen players who are averaging more than you on the Players' Championship Series all the way through the year. A second title is probably the very least you deserve, isn't it, for the way that you've played over the course of this year?
It's just what I do, mate. It's just what I do. But no, like I say, I've put my practice game to the board now, and my floor game. This is what's been letting us down for the past few years, you know. And I play well on TV the majority of the time, and it's just getting that floor game right. You've seen it with Dimmy. Dimmy couldn't do much on the floor, and he's turned his game around massively, and hopefully I can learn off Dimmy and fly up them rankings.
We've got a tantalising prospect now with you 2 titles. We've got 2 more days of Pro Tour action, so we'll be back tomorrow for Players' Championship 29 and then Players' Championship 30 on the Thursday. If you were to win either of those, that gets you straight into the Grand Slam at the expense of Joe Cullen. Otherwise, you're going to be playing in the qualifier at the end of the week. I mean, that becomes a very real possibility now, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course. It gets us an extra title to past Callan Ridds, and also two on titles. But it'll be a great achievement for me. You know, I've only played in the Grand Slam the once, and it was a great tournament. I got the quarter-final, so just to get a taste of that. It'll be nice, but no, I'm just happy with my game. So if I play like I have today, it'll be hard to beat.
Callan Ridds, his mate, who lives just down the way, how far away? 200 yards?
About that, aye.
Yeah, he averaged almost 118 in a game today. He's already picked up a couple of titles, Callan. Was he quick to tell you about his high average earlier on?
To be honest, I haven't spoken to him. I sit on the table with Lisa and that, and all the lads were saying, Callan smashed her up basically, but she's fantastic, and you're gonna have to play like that to beat her, you know. So yeah, hats off to Callan for that.
It's been an astonishing day. We've seen 5 averages over 110. This man hit one of them, Ryan Searle, our beaten finalist. Yeah, he hit another. He's just waving over there. Do you want to have a word, Ryan? Do you want to, yeah, come on, have a word. Come and have a word.
He's down here, this bloke.
Look, Ryan, another incredible run, some massive numbers. You nearly hit a 9 darter in the final, but this, I'd ask you the same question. Chris Dobey, Ryan Searle, this is a game we could well see on TV in quarters, semis, or even finals over the next few months and years, isn't it?
Yeah, hopefully. You never know. I mean, that 9 darter there, I wasn't sure if the treble 20 was in. I think that's why I sort of hesitated on the double. So I was like, oh, there you go. But
miles away.
You know, it was miles away, wasn't it? Yeah. But yeah, look, I'm playing decent darts. Obviously, Chris is playing well as well. So you know, hopefully we'll meet each other in the later stages of tournaments. And yeah, I've got no complaints really.
And back tomorrow, because I said to Chris, if he wins either of the next 2, it's 3 titles for the year, he will get in the Grand Slam. You win tomorrow and on Thursday. And hey, look.
What, 3 finals in a row?
Oh, hang on. I mean, you've already made a final here. You made a final in the last Super Series. You made a final in the Super Series before that. I mean, you're one of the 4 men in world darts, aren't you?
Well, I'm playing all right, you know, but you need a bit of luck here and there, don't you? And doesn't always go your way. But, you know, fair play to Chris. He's played awesome all day, and you know, I'll try my best the next few days, but, you know,
Lord
that's all we can do.
will be back.
I'm back.
Lord Farquhar will be back. So will Chris Dobey. 510 plus averages. They hit 1 each. 3 more on the way. Well done, Chris Dobey. His second PDC title.